Okay, so we got 4 people in already. Taff's live, kicking off. Aaron Day, hello mate, how's it going? So you guys know I'm not in my bedroom tonight. I'm house sitting for a friend at the moment. How's it going, Scabs? You alright, mate? Good to have you back. Good to have all the regulars here. Sorry if we were a little bit late starting tonight. Obviously, Game of Thrones for some reason tonight ran over 10 minutes. Usually I try and watch Game of Thrones afterwards, but because I was house sitting, just thought I'd watch it first and then kick off at 10 o'clock when it was supposed to finish. Didn't realise it was on for 10 minutes longer. But a good episode though, but we're not here to talk about Game of Thrones, we're here to talk about football. Obviously mainly Newport County as it usually is, but I'll take questions on anything. And there's a tough one there. Flynn or Edinburgh? Well, difficult because Flynn is Newport through and through. Everybody thinks a lot of Michael Flynn, but then everybody thought a lot of Edinburgh before he left. I mean, we can't be butthurt forever. Ewan, hello mate. Yep, can't be butthurt forever about Edinburgh leaving us. Say we did. We got to look back and realise, hold on a minute, this guy took us back to the Football League. He stopped us from getting relegated. So basically, Edinburgh did what Flynn did, but Flynn's great escape basically prevented us from losing a hell of a lot more than what we would have lost if we went down under Edinburgh in the conference. But taking us to Wembley for the first time, taking us to Wembley for the second time, and taking us to the Football League, Flynn, obviously we got to remember, Flynn managed us for 12 games and Edinburgh managed us for, it would have been about 4 years. So Edinburgh had a lot of success in those 4 years. Flynn has hit the ground running, of course, but he's got a bit to go before he tops Edinburgh for me. But he's definitely on the right track. And his achievement, I think, of all of Edinburgh's achievements, I think Flynn's achievement was better. What he managed to do was unbelievable. But at the end of the day, Edinburgh did a lot more basically. So we got to wait and see what Flynn turns out to be. I mean, this is the season where he's really going to be tested as a manager. So we'll see. So Scarbs, would you rather get Cardiff away in the FA Cup and lose 3-0, or get Northampton at home and win 3-0 over Edinburgh? Like I said, I mean, we can't be butthurt over Edinburgh leaving us. It was a while ago now. We've gone through an awful lot since then. I mean, to be honest with you, I would take the Northampton one because it means we'd get through to the next round. And it would mean if we were going to be in the same draw as Cardiff, we'd be in the third round, which means we'd have drawn Northampton at home, we'd have won 3-0, and we'd be getting drawn in the fourth round with a lot less small teams and a lot more big teams. So for that reason, I'm going to say I'd go for Northampton at home 3-0. Who have County signed? Well, we've signed a range of players. First and foremost, the Lamar Reynolds was the first proper signing that we picked up on. Matty Dolan, I think Matty Dolan may have come first actually, but obviously Lamar Reynolds, Frank Noble and Matty Dolan were the 3 major signings that we made. And then obviously we got the boy on loan. Obviously Robbie Wilmot came back, Pipey came back. We got the boy from Bristol City on loan. So gotta be fair, keeping the better players from last year, adding these players in, it's looking good at the moment, Kian. Thanks for the question, mate. Jay, how's it going? It's going well, mate. How are you? Byrie Beckford, do you know where the club shop is so that you can buy an away kit? The club shop is still at Rodney Parade. The offices and community team have moved. The shop and the ticket office are staying. As far as I know, they are staying. So, yep, same place as always at Rodney Parade. Thoughts on Fulston looking like another young spark? Yeah, could have said the same about Liam Angel and things didn't quite work out there. But everybody dated Regan Poole and things definitely worked out there. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people saying a lot of good things about him. And when I went to the Supporters Club quiz at the Dodger the other week, got to have a chat with Wayne Hatswell, who had a hell of a lot of good things to say about this lad. So, Hatswell was part of the regime that brought Regan Poole through. Maybe, his opinion on Fulston could be that of a similar sort of way to Regan Poole. So we'll wait and see how he turns out. Things certainly look good. How do you think McCluskey will get on? I don't know. I can't really say I've seen him play. But Bristol City fans have taken to social media to say we've got ourselves a really good player up until January 1st, of course. I mean, he may crack on and do awesome for us, and then a lot like Reece Healy, get taken on to play for the first team for his parent club. But in the meantime, if he scores the scores and fires us at the table, happy days. Bye, Beckford. Okay, thank you. No problem, mate. Keep the questions coming, by all means. James Morris, Lamar looks a great player. Certainly does. Obviously, people were waiting for him to actually do it against a better opponent, and for him to do it against Northampton. I know it was only a friendly match, but it just goes to show that he's capable of doing it at this level, potentially. Let's just wait and see what happens Saturday. What position did Wilmot? Right, I didn't actually go to Northampton in the end, saving my money up for the 3 away trips that we got this month. Obviously, payday comes after that for me, and away days are pretty expensive. So instead of wasting it on a friendly, I wanted to make sure I had enough to do the league games, basically. So Wilmot, I believe, is going to be played in more forward role. I think that's what Flynn said. And for me, that's where he was best for us when we got promoted, playing forward. I think he was playing inside forward. Obviously, scored the winner against Hereford in quite possibly one of the best away trips I've ever been on. So, Wilmot as a forward, definitely. Are we interested in anyone? I'd imagine we are. Obviously, the left back, I can't think of his name now, but he was the left back that came from Hull's Academy, got released. So I think we're looking at signing him, and Zavon Hines as well, who was on trial with us. I don't think Sanchez Watt is going to be figured, because he didn't go to Northampton. I don't think he went to Northampton anyway, but Hines and the left back, whatever his name is, we could be signing them, but we don't know. I mean, Flynn's taken the steady approach, and it's the right approach as far as I'm concerned. Greg, hi Chris, how are you, mate? I'm very well, thanks. You wasn't at Northampton either, but it seems that it was an encouraging performance. Well, yeah, it was encouraging because when the first teamers were on, we were the better team, and we were winning 1-0. When we swapped that and put the youngsters on, they obviously took control of the game and ended up turning it around and winning 2-1. Obviously, throwing youngsters on isn't something we'd do in a competitive match. But to be playing against a team like Northampton, who are a good League One team, I think they'll do well next year. And obviously controlling the game, like we supposedly did, it's showing good signs, basically, mate. So, yeah, I'm optimistic for Saturday. Rhino, lad, looking forward to my day 8 to, well, Stevenage, missed the S off there, mate. Away, yep, good man, I'll see you there. Saturday, let's get behind the lads, definitely. Love away days. Let's be nice to Alex Samuel. Yeah, I'm not going to be horrible to him. Like I say, I'm still a bit butthurt that he didn't talk to us, but, live and let live. The team's shaping up nicely, so, no, I'm not going to have any bad feeling, especially if we win. Scabs, gutted I'm missing Coventry. Oh, mate, that's possibly the biggest one. The biggest one of the season. But, mate, at the end of the day, family comes first, I suppose. So, there's plenty of other away days to get on, mate. Don't you worry about it. UMB, Callum, Geraldo Martin and Zavon Hines have been in training with us. So, is Callum Geraldo Martin, is he the left back? If he's the left back, then I think him and Zavon Hines, I'm expecting them to be signed this week prior to Saturday. So, yeah, I'd be happy to sign them. What do I think of Joe Day? The best keeper I've seen who's actually been County's actual keeper. Carl Darlow's got to be the best keeper I've ever seen between the sticks for County. But Joe Day is actually our player, not on loan. And I think he's the best keeper I've seen. I think there's a lot of development still with him as well. I think he's got a lot of areas he can improve on. So Joe Day's going to be a hell of a keeper for us, especially if Bittner keeps having the same influence as he had last year. Was I at the open training session? I wasn't. No, I was working. I was just round the corner from it, so if I wasn't busy, I could have nipped out. But I'm very busy in work at the moment. We're a bit short-staffed, so no, I couldn't make it, unfortunately. Would have been nice, though. Kian, what do I think of Graham Wesley? Have you got 5 hours for me to have a good bitch, or can I just say I don't particularly like the guy, especially after the fact he would have taken us down if we hadn't got rid of him and put Flinney in charge. Not a fan of him, although I am a fan of Alex Tunbridge, the person that he brought in to be the club secretary, who's now our CEO. And the club seems to be running pretty well now. So I'm really happy, with the work Alex is doing. And maybe Graham Wesley did leave something of a legacy, but still don't like the bloke. Ewan, yeah, I think he's the left back. Yeah, it makes sense. He's looked good though. Fair play, and obviously came on and did a job against Northampton as well. So yeah, if we sign him, back up the butler, happy days. James Morris, speaking of Dolan, went over the shop earlier. Oh, good. Really nice guy. He said that Flynn influenced his decision to come here. Well, Flynn is one of those player. He was always one of those. He got on with everyone in the dressing room. It not surprised me that he's influenced someone like Dolan to come to the club. Flynn obviously mentioned, obviously if you saw him stand up at the Dragon Park in front of all the other people doing the UEFA Pro License, speaking about the Great Escape, he said that he's got a plan. He had a plan for the Great Escape. I believe he's got a plan for this season as well. And obviously he sold Dolan on that plan. And a player like him to come to us, I mean, that's an absolute coup for the club, And Dolan's going to be a hell of a player. So yeah, thanks for bringing him up, James. Bluebirds TV, hello to you too. Have we sold anyone? Well, we haven't particularly sold anyone, but we've had players move on, like Lionel John Lewis, people who we wanted to keep, who we did offer deals to. Jennison Mivey Williams moved on as well. I think we did offer him a deal, but he moved on. But I'm not too disappointed about that. He didn't really move heaven or earth for us at all, so good luck to him, but cheerio. But no, we don't really sell anyone except for the goalkeeper, actually, Davis. We actually sold him to Leicester for an alleged fee of 100k. Would be a nice little bit of money to put into the pot, definitely. But we'll see. I mean, come January, I think people like Tom Owen Evans will be looked at. Lewis, gutted on missing Stevenage away, come back from France at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Well, if you can get the train up to Stevenage in time, mate, you never know. Well, where are you flying in from, or are you on the going through the channel? But either way, mate, don't worry about it. There's plenty of games. You missed the big kickoff, but there's still another 45 games to go to. Am I going to Bluebirds TV again? Are you going to the Cup away game? I can't. I work in the week. Obviously I save up my holidays for spending time with my fiance, doing family things and things like that. So obviously I try not to use it for football unless it's a game that simply can't be missed. Southend away on a Tuesday night is a game that I can live without, if you know what I mean. So I'll save them up for if we get Liverpool and Man United away. Greg again. Joe Day's confidence blossomed hugely under Flynn. Yeah, of course, I agree with you there. He was a keeper well short of confidence under Wesley. Quite a transformation. Told me a lot of Wesley's regime at Candy. Right, okay. I think Joe Day improved since James Bittner came to the club, personally. I think Bittner obviously taught him how to command his area a lot better, because that was one of the things he was lacking in. I think when it comes to Joe Day's confidence, I find it's confidence when he's got a good defence in front of him. When he's had a poor defence in front of him, I think he crumbles a bit. But like I say, Joe Day, he's a good keeper. He's becoming better every season. So we'll wait and see. Bluebirds TV, question mark. Well, I just answered your question, mate. Squizzle, that's a new name. I don't think I've seen you on. Yeah, you're a West Ham fan? Oh, happy days. I got a lot of respect for West Ham fans as well. Thanks for the respect for Kainty. West Ham fans, proper fans who follow their club through thick and thin. And you've had a lot of good times and a lot of bad times, and you stick with your club, and all of you too. So, you deserve a lot of respect for that. So, there's a big West Ham following in Newport. I'm not sure if you know. So, two very similar types of supporters. Very loyal, very passionate. And, obviously they've got a lot in common when it comes to the fighting side of things, but no, they're the old days, we don't live in them days anymore. But yeah, cheers for getting involved, mate. Thanks very much. Scabs, prediction for Stevenage on Saturday. I think the first game of the season is the toughest to predict anywhere, because you've got teams who are expected to do well, who start poor, teams who are expected to do crap, who start well. Although I did win a considerable amount of money on the first game of the season 2 years ago, I managed to make some predictions right. So I tell you what, on the back of that, I will make a prediction. Stevenage on Saturday, I think we're going to go there and pinch a win. I think we're going to win 2-1. So there you go. Put my neck on the line for you there, Scabs. Lewis, you arrive in Plymouth at 2 p.m. So I don't think you're going to get to Stevenage for kick-off, are you, mate? No worries, listen out on the radio for us, mate. I'm sure you get the scores coming through when you're in the car on the way up. James Morris, I don't think we will get the shirts in the club shop in time for Saturday, but frustrating. Let's get the most. Yeah, it's not the club's fault. I think it's more the suppliers. I think the suppliers have let us down on that one. I think they've only just arrived in the country, which is a bit shambolic. But the reason why the suppliers let us down is because the club held out for a better sponsorship deal. They wanted to make sure that obviously our fate was sorted, because if we'd have stayed up and got conference sponsorship rates, we wouldn't have had the budget to put together the team that we have so far. So I do understand it on that part. So I think it's just you've got to speculate to accumulate. Sometimes you've got to take a hit to take the prize. That's just how it goes, mate. But there we go. Anyway, the face that runs the place is here. Yeah, can't run 5 yards, mate. Rob Taylor, there you go. I knocked that Bobby Dazzler out earlier on Facebook. Jay Northall seems to be good morale amongst all the players at the club. It could be a vital factor. Yeah, morale is great. When the squad are happy, they work better together, they play better then, basically. So you're going to get better performances all the time. If you've got an unhappy dressing room, that is definitely going to show on the pitch. It obviously showed under Wesley, and you've seen the transformation under Flynn. Obviously, they were the same guys. Obviously, Flynn knew how to bring them together and make them happy players, and showed them that he trusted them. So, yeah, definitely. If morale's looking good, then I'm happy about that, mate. Bluebirds TV, Barcelona or Real Madrid? It's a tough one, actually, because I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Barcelona, but with Gareth Bale being at Real Madrid, I like to see him do well, so I don't really have a side, to be honest with you. When you get a league that's dominated by two teams, like the Scottish League, you always have a soft spot for either one of them, but you always have a soft spot for the underdog who would try and trump them. So for me, an Atletico Madrid or a Valencia, are the type of teams that I tend to like in Spain. Or like a Hibs or a Hearts, for example, or Aberdeen in Scotland, even though I've got a soft spot for Celtic as well. But yeah, there you go. Lewis, Newport County. Is that either Barcelona or Madrid, but Newport County? Yeah. I'm sure if you ask a load of Barcelona fans who are their favourite British team, I'm sure Newport County would be the one. Squizzle, oh yeah, happy face. Good man. Byrie, when is Newport's first home match this season? I believe it's towards the end of August. I can't remember the date exactly. If it's the 27th, 28th, 26th. It's the Saturday. It's basically our fourth league game of the season because of obviously the stuff with the pitch. But the pitch is looking good. They are on schedule. So looking like the first home game of the season is going to go ahead as planned. Aaron Day, players giving season tickets to fans. I think it's a great incentive. What a surprise to have someone knock on your door and then it turns out to be the players for the team you support handing you your season ticket. I think that's great. Just goes to show the one club, one county in the community and everything like that. All those incentives are actually being followed up with actual actions. Actions speak louder than words. It's one thing to say you're going to do things with the community and actually go and do them. It's great. The club are definitely moving in the right direction, I think. Rob Taylor, show everyone the new season ticket. Well, it's in my wallet, and it means putting my phone down, going across the room, picking up my wallet, opening it up. I don't want to show them the new season ticket, but I'm sure there's plenty of pictures out on Facebook for people to have a look at them. James Andrews, if Tom Owen Evans was Welsh, do you think he would get a Welsh... would he get a call-up? Maybe to the under-21. Basically, yeah, maybe to the under-21s at the moment. But the thing is, he's not Welsh, unfortunately. Whether he'd qualify for Wales one day, that's a different question. If he got relatives or whether he's lived in Wales for long enough, I don't know. If he qualified for Wales one day, I think maybe he might have a shot if he makes the right move, because when he does eventually move on from Newport County, if he does, it's going to be that move that defines, whether he is going to get that development. Yeah, that's right. Tom Owen Evans is Welsh on FIFA. I just think EA don't, they don't do enough research. Obviously, when it comes to Football Manager, they're airtight. They do the research properly. EA tend to make poor players good and good players poor. Obviously, they always get things wrong with County, which is why they always have to get a brand new squad on FIFA with County, because all the best players are crap and all the worst players you don't want to keep, basically. But I hope they do the research better this year. Rhino Lad, August the 26th, that's the one. I thought it was around about that day. But there we go. 26th. Thanks for pitching that one in, mate. We're going to see Newport versus Carlsberg Siena on the FIFA channel. Watch this space. That's all I'll say. Maybe a Wales versus Germany game as well with the guys from Jena. That could be a possibility. Alright, Greg, will the new flags be ready for the new season? Our new flags are here and they're ready, and yes, we're taking our designated away flag, which is the Welsh one, with us to Stevenage. Our designated home one and the Flinny banner you'll see at our first home game against Chesterfield. James Morris, got my ticket for Saturday. Can't come quick enough. No, I agree. It's going to be a long week. It usually is. The week building up to the first game of the season is always long. Yeah, so you got your ticket. Looking forward to it. As am I, mate. Can't wait. Get my season ticket when you get paid next. Good man. More season tickets for the club is brilliant. Over 1,000 season ticket holders. That's great, by the way. Do you guys agree with that? Talking about FIFA though, I ask you guys some questions for once. FIFA, tell me some stories of your Newport County teams on FIFA and Football Manager. Or even if you go other teams as well. I've been playing a bit of FIFA lately, been playing a bit of Football Manager lately. Obviously, I enjoy those games. I'd like to know where you guys get on these games. So, Squizzle, if you had went down, one of your first away days would have been Maidenhead United. I take it they're close to you, are they, mate? I suppose if we end up playing them in the cup, we could always meet up and say hello. If you want to come to that, but we'd have to draw them first, wouldn't we? County boy, where do you think Newport County will finish this season? I do get asked this a lot on this, don't I, guys? Right. I don't want to be too optimistic because that's failed us the last couple of years, being too optimistic. Oh yeah, Feeney's team will do well. Oh, Butcher's team might do well. No, they didn't do well. We got a lot more optimism with Flinney and his team doing well, but we can't be ahead of ourselves. We've got to start well, basically. If we start well, I can't see any reason why we can't finish top half. As long as we don't finish in a relegation place, I'll be happy, to be honest. As long as we stay in the Football League and we're making strides, as long as people can see that we're improving. 48 points last year. I want us to at least get 50 to 60 points. If we get 60 points, that's a major step forward. And the thing is, we're making the steps forward off the pitch as well now. So, no, it's great. But I think mid-table, and I'm happy. Mid-table, boring, with a cup run. There we go. Luke Taylor, we're going to Stevenage. Definitely, mate, of course. Who isn't going to Stevenage? Except for the poor guy whose ferry doesn't get into Plymouth until 2 o'clock. I do apologise for that one, mate. Squizzle, local boys. Well, there you go then, mate. Say, if we end up ever playing Maidenhead, like I say, meet up for a drink before the game. That'd be good, that would, mate. Rob Taylor. I signed Rob Taylor up front with a 99 rating. Rob Taylor, he must have been a freaking regen then, mate. Obviously, it wasn't you. UMB. Took County to the Prem on FIFA 14 and lost the save. FIFA 14 took County to the Prem, Champions League for 3 seasons in a row. Pretty much the same on FIFA 15 and 16 on this one. It's been a bit slower on this one. It's been a bit difficult to get in to break the Premier League with County this time around. Although I got a really good Premier League team, and I'm in the top 3 at the moment. So maybe I might get my first Premier League. We'll see. On FIFA 17 before obviously the new one comes out. Best County goal I'd imagine you're saying seen. So Aaron Day, best County goal I've seen. It's a difficult one. I gotta be fair. Ramon Rose's goal against Carshalton in the FA Trophy was a bit of a peach. I think Flinney's goal against Wickham on Boxing Day during our first season in the Football League, that was a cracking goal. I think Darren Jones at home to York was a really good goal. I think Christian Jolly's in the 5-2 home win against Luton as well, when he ran the ball from the halfway line and he basically took it past everybody and slotted it home. He just made the Luton defence look like mugs, basically. So, yeah, basically, here we go. There's plenty of other great county goals I've seen, but to be honest with you, they rank among some of the best, to be honest with you. Luke Taylor, what difficulty do I play on? I play on world class. I find legendary can sometimes be a bit easier, if that makes sense. World class actually tests you that little bit more, I believe. So I might be talking complete and utter rubbish, but whenever I go on legendary, I tend to win 2 or 3-0. Whenever I go on world class, I can still win 2 or 3-0, but I tend to get beaten 4 or 5-0 in the odd game, So yeah, world class is my level, mate. Rob Taylor, the answer is, to your question, Aaron Day is my pen. Well, technically there wasn't a county goal, was it? But it was a goal scored at Ronnie Parade. If you ask me what the best goal I've seen at Ronnie Parade, then Rob Taylor's penalty, hands down, absolutely. Squizzle, on FIFA, signed some Japanese bloke from Carlisle. He was shite. Ben Tozer was a god. Scored a direct corner. Goals on my channel. Alright, you have to direct me to your channel. I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Tozer score from a corner. I might show him as well. Scabs, do you reckon if Zabrowski didn't go to prison, we would have made playoffs? That's a good question, mate. if Zabrowski hadn't gone to prison, we would have had a few more goals in the team, definitely. Um, I gotta be fair, yeah, okay. I'm gonna stick my neck out. I reckon we would have got playoffs if Zabrowski didn't go to prison that season. And I got it from a good source that the reason why Zabrowski went to prison, he was on a rehabilitation program. He was an alcoholic. Our captain Andy Sandell took him out on the piss basically, and completely ruined all that. And he went back to the drink, and then ended up doing what he did when he was drunk. So yeah, there we go. I'll leave that one with you guys. County boy, if Alex Samuel scores against us on Saturday, do you think he'll celebrate? I don't think he will, to be honest with you. Yeah, say he showed us a big disrespect in not letting us talk to him, but um, he achieved something that he probably won't achieve again any other time in his career. I don't think any of the players who did that will achieve that. What they achieved ever again. To bring back a deficit like that and prevent a team from getting relegated. So he'll always be part of that, and he'll be aware of that. So I think he'll have enough respect for the club to not celebrate if he scored. Let's hope he just doesn't. I mean, obviously all our defence used to play with him. They know him. They know where to, hopefully they'll know where to stop him anyway. So we'll neutralise Alex Samuel, I think. Big man, you're late, mate. You're late. Yeah, you're probably late, but watch the whole thing in a bit. Good man. Yeah, we get the views. Oh, for those of you who actually watch our channel regularly, thumbs up on videos, comments on videos, sharing of videos. It does the channel so much good, and obviously the channel makes money for the Amber Army Group, and then in turn we invest that into the atmosphere. We also invest it in merchandise to try and help the club make money. So basically, just by clicking like on these videos, just by sharing them, just by commenting on them or favoriting them, you're actually contributing to us making that bit more money. So let's start getting some likes, let's start getting some shares, let's start getting some comments. Yeah, so big man, good to have you back, mate. Yeah, you always tend to ask questions that get me talking a lot. Yeah. Bluebirds, PS4 or Xbox One? I'm a PS4 man myself, mate. Ellis Williams, the new drummer, everyone. Lamar Reynolds. Looks like he's going to be a top quality player, mate. But like I say, we've got to wait and see. I predicted Jensen Murray Williams would be our player to watch last year. So, I'm not going to get ahead of myself on the players. But Lamar Reynolds, yeah, early signs would suggest he's going to be some player. James Morris, we have not had a game televised since being back in the Football League. Forest Green Rovers already have a televised game coming up. It's probably because they got money. I just find that the teams with the most money are the ones that tend to get the games on, like your Plymouth on all the time, Doncaster on a lot, Portsmouth on a lot. You tend to find it's the big support as well, so Forest Green don't fall into that category. The chances are, obviously their bloke has obviously offered them a bunch of veggie burgers, to all the woofers that work at Sky, and they've managed to swing a game for them. But no, to be honest with you, we have had two televised games. Funny enough, when we played against Blackburn in the Cup, S4C televised it. I know that's not a big thing, but it was still a televised game. And BT Sport obviously did the Plymouth game last season as well. So we haven't had a league game televised though. But funny enough, the season before we had, I believe it was 6 or 7. I think it might have been 7 league games televised. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Less televised games when you go up a division. It's mental. Luke Taylor, what do you reckon the starting lineup will be at the weekend? Too tough to tell. Really tough to tell, to be honest with you, mate. Flynn's got a plan, though. I know that much. And I think I know a couple of players who will definitely be starting. Like Frank Newell will be a definite starter. Matt Dolan, Josh Labardi, Joe Day, O'Brien and Dimitri will be definite starters. Probably Pipe and Butler. But at the end of the day, we don't know, do we? Flynn might have a particular plan to neutralise Stevenage. If he's doing his homework on teams, then so we'll see. Either way, I got every faith Flynn will pick the best team for us. Greg, what's your earliest memory of Newport County? You were knocked to the floor by Bobby Charlton in 1974 at Somerton Park. County played Everton in a testimonial for Brian Harris. You were 8. So when you were 8, Bobby Charlton knocked you to the ground with a ball. Oh, I gotta be fair, that's your claim to fame, mate, really, innit? Bobby Charlton knocked you 8, like. But no, my earliest memory. I mean, I was a late comer, to be honest with you, with Newport County. My first game was in 2010, and my earliest memory, proper memory, was seeing them get promoted. Seeing County get promoted in 2010 from the Conference South to the Conference, playing Havant and Waterlooville. And yeah, I gotta be fair, it was that game where I really fell in love with County. Seeing people who I recognised from Newport, people I used to go to school with, and I realised what being what supporting your local team is all about. Your community, the people who you've known all your life, all your mates, or your family. Newport County, the team that represent us. Whether you're from Newport or whether you're not from Newport. At the end of the day, if you've got some sort of affiliation with Newport, then Newport County are the team that represent Newport. And I've born in Newport, lived in Newport all my life. So I've got to be fair. Yeah, earliest memory was quite a recent one, obviously, but it's the first of many to come, to be honest with you, mate. But yeah, great claim to fame there, mate. I tell more people about that. That's quality. Really liked hearing about that. Nice one. Thanks for sharing that one with us. Harry Jarvis, predicted finish at the end of the season. Well, I think somebody already asked this earlier, but like I said, I think mid-table with the cup run, that would be my ideal season. That's what I believe we're capable of. But don't speak ahead too soon, because at the end of the day, you never know, do you? You never know. County Boy, with about 5 buses going already, how many do you think would be there? We're talking about Stevenage then, I take it. 5 buses going, usually that means about 300 to 400. Obviously, you get the people who go in their cars. I'll be in the car with Big Phil and the family. People go on the train as well. People who, got quite a lot of County fans who live outside of Newport, like across England, and there's quite a lot of them around the London area and on the outskirts. People from just up in like Northampton, Milton Keynes, obviously people in London itself. So, you are going to get a good crowd there, I think. I think 400 is what my guess would be. Scabs. What happened to Rob Taylor on the drums then? He decided to quit. Not permanently, I don't think, but for this season at least, he's quit. Ellis has taken the reins, and little Mark Peplow as well is going to have a go. He's been practicing all summer. I borrowed him a drum. So, yeah, exciting times for the Amber Army and the new drummers, definitely. PS4 is the best. There you go. I had a feeling you'd be on PS4 too, mate. Happy days. My thought on FGR getting their stadium and player face scans on FIFA. Please tell me that's not true. Forest Green Rovers have got their stadium and player face scans on FIFA. Right. Please direct me to a link so I can see whether that's true, because I can't honestly understand that. Why Forest Green Rovers would get this preferential treatment, honestly. Rob's belly crushed the drums. He's no longer related to play. Well, funny enough, there is a bit of damage to the drum, which I think is probably Rob and his fat belly. But no. Rob's the best drummer we've ever had, or probably will ever have. He's a very, very talented drummer. So I do hope he comes back, but I am looking forward to seeing what Alice and Mark bring to the table next season. Rob Taylor's at the chip shop having a burger. Yeah, a greasy, battered one with an ounce of chips as well. Big man, seriously, Ewan. Where's... Yeah, seriously, yeah. I need to see that for myself, mate. 5 buses all going to Coventry. All right, sorry, yeah. Coventry's going to be 600 to 700, I think, definitely. It's quite close as well. It's not too far for people to travel. Sorry. So yeah, I think we're going to take a big crowd there. I think we'll shock them, to be honest with you, because they're loud fans, they're good fans. I think they're going to be in for the shock when they see the Newport boys turn up. UMB, yes, big man, check their Twitter. I'm going to have a look at that. I'll check their Twitter later as well. I can't believe that. Hey, Forest Green Rovers getting their stadium on FIFA. That's mental. Absolutely mental. Scars, bit of a random question. What do you think of Dagenham at home in the 15-16 season? Well, I remember us going 2-0 down and Christian Doige causing us all kind of problems. Me thinking, oh shit, this is going to be the game that's going to relegate us. We turned it round and drew 2-2, nearly won it at the end. The referee should have given a penalty. And we could have won that game in the end. But I knew when we pulled that back that we had the fight in us to stay up, and Dagenham didn't have the bottle to stay up, basically. So that's when I knew Dagenham and York would go down and County would stay up, to be honest with you. Funny how you bring that game up, yeah, because that is pretty much the defining game for me in 2015-16. James Morris, born in Cardiff, lived in Newport from a young age, always Newport County. Good man, good man. Paul Lewis, look forward to Taff Road every Monday. Nice one, Paul. Good of you to join us, mate. Keep coming, keep coming. Bluebirds, it is true. Well, that's just mental then. That really is mental. Squizzle, to be honest, I'd rather go to Swindon away than West Ham versus Leicester. Why is that, mate? Is the Olympic Stadium not really warming up to you, mate? Or because if you want to come to Swindon away and come in with the Newport boys, you're more than welcome to, mate. More than welcome. Rob Taylor, keyboard warriors on you. Yeah, you're one of them, mate. One of the larger ones as well. Harry Jarvis, John Aina was class in that game. He was, unfortunately, he wasn't classing many more afterwards. Obviously, we still tried signing him as well, and he didn't want to join. That baffled me. You know, I don't think he really signed for anybody after that. Right, here's a good question, big man. Will you do any live things at Stevenage away? Yes, I will be doing this on YouTube. Basically, I used to do it for the Amber Army Facebook on obviously a pre-match live stream. I will be doing the live streams again on every away game, and I will be doing them on YouTube now, because I was planning on doing them initially on YouTube, but the live streaming facility that YouTube were offering through mobile phones, it wasn't that good then. You basically had to download another app, but then the only app you could use on your phone was designed to record gaming. So you had to record your camera, so you had to put your camera on and record what your camera was doing. This time, you just direct through YouTube. So yeah, they will be coming, and they will be coming through YouTube. So those of you who can't get the game, you can catch the pre-match on here beforehand. Ellis Williams, think we could get far in the Checker Trade Trophy, quarters or semis. Yeah, we have got quite a favourable group. We didn't have last time, having Plymouth, Swansea under 23s. Obviously, they were really good last year. They probably will be good again this year. But the other thing as well, obviously, we've got Cheltenham and Forest Green, both probably winnable games. Wimbledon, obviously we won that, but they were in the league above, so we wasn't going to be expecting to win that. Having two of the lesser teams in our division, because Plymouth were an upper team, I think we got a better chance of qualifying through that group. So yeah, it might be worth looking to see how we get on. Luke Taylor, what stand are you in at the weekend? I'll just be in the away stand. There's usually only the one stand for away, unless there's a mixture of terrace and seating. Usually get a small portion of seats and a large portion of terrace. Usually I'm in the terrace regardless. UNB, I can't send web links here, but there are many tweets confirming it. We'll have a look at that. Bluebirds TV, thumbs up. Yep, cool. Oh look, Mark is back in Newport. Did you hear me talking about you and the drum? Mark is going to be drummer number 2 with Alice as number 1, but it looks like they're both going to share the duties. So, Mark, I hope you've been practicing. It sounds like you have been, mate. Scabs, piss off Peplo. Oh, we got a little baby war going on here. I'll leave you guys to it and scroll up. Ellis Williams, oi, yep. Buzzing to be back in God's country. Yeah, Mark has been doing some ground hopping in Scotland. I believe he's got some clips for us for the from the Dundee derby. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, guys. Iena's playing for some club called Virtuous Francavilla in Serie C. Yeah, because he's obviously going up in the world then, isn't he? Serie C is considered lower than our league, funny enough. A lot of the European leagues, even though like obviously La Liga, Bundesliga and Serie A, obviously they're strong leagues, but when they start going down, they're not as strong as the Championship League 1 and League 2. Believe it if you don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but at the end of the day, you look at it and it is pretty true. It is pretty true, I think. Squizzle, mid-table, May game. Yeah, okay, fair enough. No Pompey. Who's the rivalry? A big game of the season. Swindon is probably the obvious choice. Forest Green being so close. Exeter are always a grudge match. Cheltenham, we consider it as something of a derby. It shouldn't really be a derby or Forest Green. We haven't really got a derby, but we have got some close games. I think if we're looking for a big team to be a rival, with Coventry a prime for it, I think. So yeah, we got some pretty beefy games coming up. To be honest with you, big man can't really get away to much games because it takes too much time. I struggle with travel sickness. Oh, that's a shame, that is, mate. Do you struggle on the train? I know a few people who don't tend to do well on the coach or in the car. tend to go on the train. They have a much better ride on the train than in the car. So could be worth trying. Get a couple of the lads to go with you. Scabs, if you're interested. Nah, no thank you, mate. Rhino lad. Hope we can have a few home games packed like Notts County. We should be able to get 8,000 every game, really. I mean, we have got enough people, but we haven't got... Well, first of all, we're not at high enough level to attract a lot of people. If we got the League One, we'd get a few more. But Championship is ultimately where we want to be to get people through the gate. But a winning team, people always come to watch a winning team or a team that's doing well, or at least drawing some kind of attention to themselves. So hopefully, we'll draw attention to ourselves for very much the right reasons, and people will. At the end of the day, 7,500 people that went to Notts County, they'll have the events of that game and the aftermath ingrained in their brain for life. That'll be in their memories forever. They'll always remember that. So I think we've made a lot of fans there, just by what happened that day. Peplo Army, oh, there we go. Chat shit, get Peplo. Come off it, mate. That's so weak. Greg, great answer, Chris. So, reason to follow the County, spot on. Thank you, mate. Doing a great job. Thanks a lot. The support, it's words like that and support from people like yourselves, Greg, which gets people like me and the good lads in the Amber Army to carry on doing what we do, basically, mate. So, we really appreciate the good words. Thanks very much. Mark, do you want to do a bit of drumming at Stevenage? Yeah, take it in turns, boys. At the end of the day, guys, it's a tiring job and it can be tedious getting the drum here and there. If you share the duties, it's not so tedious for you, and the two of you can take the accolades for doing some great drumming, hopefully. Rob Taylor, Mark, expect a video call off me for lessons. Well, Rob, at the end of the day, if you've given up the drum, that's all well and good. If you give the boys lessons and bring them up to your standard, that'd be great. What a legacy for you to leave, mate. Right, guys, we're getting close to the end here now. We've been saying we're 41 minutes now. Time does fly when you're having fun, eh? So we're going to start winding this one down now. I'll answer everything that I've got now, but then it's going to be good nights from there. What Mark does, yes, Ellis, I need to make my... Oh, come on, guys. That's... All right, so you're going to take Rob up on his lessons. Good. Okay, County Boy, do you agree with people boycotting the Checker Trade Trophy? I don't. I think supporting your club no matter what, because the fact is Checker Trade Trophy is an opportunity for your club to make money. Boycotting the Checker Trade Trophy is basically depriving your club of money, and it's not something I'll do. I went to all the Checker Trade Trophy games, I did, except for the Plymouth away one I couldn't make because of work, of course. So I'll always support my club no matter what we're playing in, what competition we're playing in, or who we're playing. I'll always go if I can go. Big man, I struggle going to Cardiff on the train. It's getting better the more I travel, but it's hard. Is there not tablets you can take that can help with travel sickness? I mean, maybe do a bit of research in that. I might have a look for you, actually, and the next time, if you remind me to tell you, I'll tell you what I've found out. I'll have a look at that for you. You're not the only one to suffer from it, mate, so don't worry about it. Mr. Ball, oops. Oops, what? Enlighten me. Scabs, thoughts on the new penalty shootout style? I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to have a look at that one. But thanks for bringing that one to my attention, mate. Big man, is Ellis the guy that was on drums post-match when Newport visited Notts County? Well, I think a lot of people took their... a lot of people played the drum on the pitch. But Ellis was the guy that drummed throughout the game. And he did drum a lot on the pitch as well. So, yeah. The little dark egg guy, Alice is, mate. So, yeah, good drummer he is. He's going to do some good things for us this year. Yeah, go on then. Against League 3. Yeah, I'm against League 3, definitely. I mean, they can't just introduce another league. We got 4 tiers at the moment. That's enough for Football League, I believe. But the Checker Trade Trophy is not something I'm going to deprive the club money of. Big man, do some research. Good man. Because I'll link that goal on Twitter. Would you rather an away win at the Emirates or Old Trafford? Either one of them, because the County going to make a buttload of money on it. Greg, thanks, Chris. Enjoyed it as usual. Thanks, Greg. Keep tuning in every week, mate. And the same goes to the rest of you. We are calling it there. We are going to have to. That's 45 minutes of your lives you're never going to get back, unfortunately. So, I know for you to stick it out for this long, I thank you all. Thank you very much. Predictions on the top 4 in the Premier League this season. All right, I'll answer that last one. Top 4 for the Premier League, I think, will be exactly the same as it was last season, as long as Tottenham and Liverpool pull their fingers out and sign some players. I don't think Arsenal have signed strong enough. I don't think Man United have signed strong enough. I think Liverpool and Tottenham, if they buy 2 or 3 more players, Man City have signed enough. Chelsea have signed enough. I hope that's enough for you, mate. Yeah, good night all. Thank you very much. 45 minutes was worth it. Well, I appreciate that, mate. Thanks a lot. Cheers, guys. Good night. And until next time, cheerio for now and up the county.